Hello and welcome to this edition of EMS Now Up Close. I am Eric Miskell with EMS Now, and today it's my pleasure to speak with Tanner Rogers. Tanner is a senior consultant with Cetec ERP. This is a very interesting company. They actually came highly recommended to me by a trusted industry colleague, we should say. And so it's been a pleasure and looking forward to this and learning more about the company. So Tanner, thanks for joining me and making yourself available.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the time. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Listen, start with give us a brief introduction to yourself, but then talk about the company. Give me a history and overview of Cetec ERP.
Yeah, for sure. So I've been with CTEC almost 10 years now. So I've seen a long lifespan of the company. And that's important to note out at the gate because we're a living, breathing software. We're a true software as a service. Everything that we do is with a lot of diligence and care, not just supporting our product, but our customers using the product. So every quarter or so, every 3 months, we add to it. It grows with us. It grows with our customers. And I think that's a somewhat of a linchpin of who CTEC is, right? We understand that our customers, especially in the EMS industry, they're changing as well. Ask anyone that you know how they did business pre-COVID versus now, drastically different. We've had to change and adapt with that as well. And so we're really proud of our product. Our history goes way back to the 70s. We were a legacy-based distribution software, classic install, even some DOS based in there, really, really attractive stuff. Over the decades, we kind of elevated or evolved into doing a little bit of kitting assembly with that, a little bit of wire harness and cable assembly. And then around the mid 2000s, oh 06, oh 07, oh 08, we had an ownership change. They saw the landscape of the ERP industry and said, hey, we can do what we've been doing for decades. Let's just put it on a lighter, more nimble, easier to use, easier to integrate with other platforms in the EMS industry, and let's run with it. So the platform we support is actually very new. It was released in about 2015, 2016, but still based on the decades of our history. So again, we're very proud of what it is, and we're really proud of where we're going as well.
Yeah, no, that's excellent. And I think, and did you release the product? It was about 10 years ago, right? The
Yep,
current.
2015 was iteration one, and maybe even call it iteration zero, right? In software terms. I guess you'll call it 1.0, but the engineers really know that, okay, we're hitting the ground running here. So yeah, that about 2015.
Okay. So tell me a little on Cetec. How big are you guys? I think you're located in Austin, but you have customers also globally. Kind of scope that out a bit.
Yeah, that's right. So we have about 25 employees in Austin, Texas. We have plenty of other employees actually around the world. So we have developer engineers that we've grown really close with to have an office over there in India as well as North Africa. So it's nice to have teams around the world getting things done pretty effectively. Our customer base is global as well. I was actually just recently in UAE seeing a customer in Dubai. We have customers in Europe, in Southeast Asia as well. So predominantly in the US, but all across the world. So yeah, we have a pretty strong base, both of our company size as well as our customer size too.
And characterize who those customers are, company type, not by name, obviously, but
Yeah,
types of people.
absolutely. So we live in a challenging world at CTEC, but also an opportunistic world where we support many customers across the different industries. We have customers who are purely job shop, where they make tiny pieces of metal. We have customers who are purely EMS. The majority of our customers are in that EMS, electronics manufacturing. Again, think wire harness, cable assembly, EMS printed circuit board, people doing the full box build. We have customers in RF as well, doing radio frequency work, making small little components as well. So anything that fits that mold that has either highly regulated or highly auditable trails, like very detailed inventory tracking and purchasing and manufacturing and quality, needing the accounting to support it as well. Many of our customers exist there. I would probably say that's certainly more than half. You're dipping more towards the 60% of our customer base or in that, electronic manufacturing in general.
Okay, that's good. Now you mentioned something there in the introduction too. I wanted to cycle back to, that you do the updates every quarter or so. So there's really is you have one version of your software
That's
there.
right.
There's
Yep.
one platform. You don't have various versions out in the marketplace.
No, we don't. We don't have any, varying versions of the application, nor do we have any supported like isolated modules of the platform. That's something unique about Cetec as well. We see the platform of a business software supporting an entire business. And
Mhm.
in order to do that, you need a platform that is seamless. And that's not a overly marketed buzzword for us or completely integrated. We don't throw those things out to get more SEO. It's just a true thing for us. When you have a system that goes from quote to cash, and the entire gambit of that, quoting, bidding, estimating, order fulfillment and order releasing and production and inventory and quality. Some of the listeners here may even think of things like tool tracking and maintenance schedules and depreciation. And you can go any which way here, drill that into accounting as well, the whole gambit of Cetec ERP. We put this on one system. And the second you treat a business platform like these different things that you can collect and put together, it doesn't end up working if you sell them separately or they're just bolt-ons. It begins to feel clunky. With Cetec, we support one version and we support one full and broad version, right? So that is our vision of really how Cetec can help any customer size, from a small mom and pop who just started their own EMS company, who maybe has one SMT line and that's all they do is just a few boards here and there, versus customers of ours who have many facilities across the world and hundreds of employees. So that amount of scale allows anyone really to fold into the Cetec ecosystem nicely.
Yeah, no, very good. Thank you for that. I wanted to ask you, there's obviously there's other ERP companies out there,
Mhm.
right? It's a competitive landscape. What differentiates you?
Yeah, that's a good question. And a lot of that is kind of built upon the things we've talked about. So we see CTEC as a system that you're going to use for a very long time, decades and decades and decades. Those early customers that we have in 2015 are still with us. The
Mhm.
most often retention fall off that we see is customers or companies of ours being purchased, and the parent company says, "Hey, you're going to move over to our system." And you say, "Oh, well, it is what it is." Or simply just going out of business for market reasons, like the COVID pandemic a few years ago, right? So we are keeping and retaining the majority of our customers in the 95+% retention rate, which is spectacular. And a lot of that has to do with the things we mentioned, platform rise, right? Large scope system, very deep and feature rich. It's growing and evolving with them as well. But if I put all those things aside, the technical things aside, I think a thing we do really well is support, and not just, hey, you call someone and you get an answer. It's really how we care for someone, implementing them, bringing them up to speed with using CTEC, implementing best business practices, because it is a full CTEC, it is a full suite system, excuse me. But it also means, hey, after you're using CTEC, you still need to rely on us. Again, see previous conversations and comments on this landscape evolves faster than any other industry that we work with. So we are very close to all of our customers who continue to use the platform.
Yeah. Yeah, and one thing I will say that kind of impresses me is is you guys tout this, that you're an affordable solution.
Hmm.
And it impresses me, I have it open here, that you actually put your pricing right out there on the website, right there. It's
Hmm.
not this hidden kind of thing. Here, contact us and we'll let you
Yep.
know kind of thing.
Hmm.
So speak to that, the affordability. I mean, it's really plain and simple what you put out there.
Yeah. So what's unique about CTEC's pricing, and it's something that we've changed over the past few years, we started to answer this question of how are we distinguished from the rest of the market with pricing, because we were smaller and we felt like that is our punch above our weight. But as we've grown the platform, we felt really confident and really proud of it, that it can do so many things, and that alone is enough to stand aside. Well, it's still helpful that we have a very competitive pricing, and it's very clear, it's transparent on our website, like you mentioned, but it's also controlled by our customers. We don't lock anyone into a contract pricing that says you must be with 30 users for 3 years. It is simply $50 per user per month. There are roles and permissions that allow people to do the day-to-day things like you want them to do. We have a special price break for shop floor employees, even on top of that. Shop floor, we define them as log into a job, start and stop work, maybe make notes, pick parts, look at instructions and documents and drawings. That's important. But those folks are $25 per user per month. So you think about your own scale and your own growth as a company, where you say, well, I have maybe 10 office employees and 20 shop floor warehouse employees now. Well, as you grow, those numbers will change and you just add users as you see fit. That's a very unique model that we think is helpful for any small or medium-sized business growing into CTech. And it's really attractive to large businesses as well, not feeling that they're, trapped into something for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I appreciate the explanation on that. And like you say, just the transparency of it is it makes it very understandable. But let me ask, other than the pricing piece, though, if I think about your customers or think about your customers,
Mhm.
what is it that they really appreciate about CTech when they engage with you?
I actually had this conversation this morning. This isn't something that we take lightly. Is we look at our entire support base, we review all of our support emails and all of our support tickets, and we don't just respond and say, "This is how you do it. This is how you do it." It's very involved, right? Again, EMS is a challenging industry. There are
Hmm.
things that come up day to day where we have customers say, "Hey, I've got this unique situation," or our customers grow into a different market they're unfamiliar with, and oddly enough, they rely on us for best business practice as well, because they know we're a system that supports everything from beginning to end for them. That we lean into, well, how should someone do this in the most efficient way with the industry that you're in? So it's not simply, oh, CTech does support really well. They answer us quickly, though that's true, or they're very proficient at the way they explain things, which is true, but they also rely on us and we're proud to support them in their growth as well. So it is really a full kind of bringing someone in. We joke on the sales team that when you talk to a new lead who's interested in CTech, you kind of talk about marriage on the first date, because we are committed to our customers very long term. And we do have to say, hey, you're with us. We're not just a system that you use. We're not just a tool here. We're a very good tool. We're a very good system. Yet we really see it as a long-term partnership to help you as you grow as well.
Yeah, yeah. I like that. Discussing marriage on a first date. Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good image. Listen, I
Mhm.
mean, as you're talking, I'm just thinking about as you engage with your customers, and it's been challenging several years now within the industry,
Mhm.
electronics manufacturing, I refer to. Um, what are you hearing? What are those trends that are driving the changes and the adaptations within your product?
That's a good question. So many of our customers, not just in the EMS industry, but they're also within verticals underneath that have highly auditable requirements, highly traceable requirements. A big one is the DoD space or aerospace in general. Those may be listening to this are familiar with CMMC, which is a new regulation format
Mhm.
the government is pursuing for manufacturers, and it's a simple guideline that started simple, then it grew a little bit, and now there's different levels to it. And there are challenges to keep up with those types of regulations. There's a desire for American manufacturing, there's a desire for American manufacturing directly to the Department of Defense that a lot of our customers really want to lean into. A lot of our customers do their job well, and that's an industry that they want to exceed. However, it's a bit of a challenge to keep up with all those regulations. It's a bit of a challenge to keep all their ducks in a row, because what it really means is they need to be on the ball with their traceability and their auditability. Again, not just a buzzword.
Right.
Very simple example, something like you purchase materials from a supplier. That lot code traceability needs to come into your system with traceable incoming inspections. That needs to go into inventory with a unique identifier that you can track at any point in time. And when you put that inventory on a board and out to the customer, your customer, maybe the United States government, may say, give me the list of all those parts that you used. That is a handful if you're using a system that's very minimal, or you're heck, some of our customers who come to us are just using Excel spreadsheets. It's almost impossible. So to answer your question or go back to the question, a lot of the challenges that they're facing has to do with tracking things very granularly with a level of throughput across all of their departments, not just let me go to the quality team and make sure this is good, or let me go to the inventory team and make sure this is good. It is the scope of all of those problems somewhat combined into one, that because again, we're a full system that tracks everything from cradle to grave, we find ourselves excelling in those somewhat sub verticals or sub industries very naturally, again, within EMS itself.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you for that. Yeah, I always want to know you engage with so many people in the
Mhm.
industry, so it's always good to hear what you're
Mhm.
seeing out there and what the challenges are. Obviously,
Mhm.
our audience is undoubtedly facing similar ones. So,
Mhm. Yeah.
um, listen, before I get into the how people can meet you and
Mhm.
engage with CTech and that as a wrap up, let me ask, Is there anything about the product, the solution that you feel compelled to share that I may not have been smart enough to ask you about here?
You know what? I think the thing I want to drill into one last time is the level of transparency we're offering. Um, a lot of our ideas behind not just the platform and what it does for our customers is just boosted by the way that we communicate what it is, which simply put means we're transparent not just on pricing, but we're transparent on what it does. We're transparent with our existing customers. We understand that our growth is a big part of their growth.
Hmm.
Many times I've seen our customer base grow from 5 employees in a small shop to over 100 across 3 different states here in the US. That's enormous. And that's not just saying spinning a top and letting them go. That truly is a partnership. And a lot of that transparency comes from us being very open, very honest. We're actually gearing up for a user conference ourselves. We hold a user conference every other year down in Austin, Texas, and all of our customers are welcome, even those who are interested in using Cetec. Come down to Austin. We'll feed you some barbecue and we'll talk about Cetec. And a lot of that has to do with our commitment long term to our customers. So transparency, ongoing support is so important for us.
Yeah. Would that be Salt Lick barbecue?
It would not get a load of this. It's called Micklethwaite. Micklethwaite, yes, a food truck here on the east side of Austin that we absolutely adore. They're fantastic. We've actually catered them every single time we've done the user conference because we just can't get enough of it.
Nah, good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, let's get to see how people can engage with you. Apex is coming up here in a couple weeks. I
That's
know
right.
that CTEC will be there at booth 2802, so come by and see it. You said you will not be there, or you may not be there.
I will not be there. No, I'm expecting a baby here pretty soon. So I am on my
You
heels
look
here
good.
waiting for that.
You look
So
good,
yeah.
Tanner. You're holding
Oh,
up
thank you.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, the three others haven't beaten me down just yet. We're just gonna add a fourth to it.
Good for
It's
you.
yeah, it's like drowning and then someone throwing you a brick. It's
Right.
lovely. Can't wait.
Yeah.
So I will not be there. My team will be there. We're excited for it. We've been involved with Apex for a long time now, so it's a
Right.
good opportunity to meet us and swing by, say hello.
Yeah, no. So I encourage people come to the booth, come by and see him. You won't see Tanner. If you're interested in Tanner, though, reach out. You can find him very easily in LinkedIn, where I refer most people to. If for some reason that's becomes frustrating, you can't do it, reach out to me and I'll do my best to get you connected with him. Um, Tanner, I appreciate the time. This is the first interview I've been able to do with CTEC. I've been impressed with the company, with what I have known, and this is lends even more insight into why you guys are so successful in the market. So thank you for that. You're a great ambassador for the brand. So
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, we're really proud of it. We think we've got a long way to go still. Our growth is only going up in a significant degree, and we're excited about what we're able to do moving forward as well. So thank you for the opportunity and for the time.
absolutely, hope we can do it again in the future, get more updates.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Okay, Tanner. Thank you, sir.